Hey there, sweet friends, and welcome to Wisdom Month. We are reading through God's Word here in the Book of Proverbs, gaining wisdom each and every day. And finishing up our wonderful month here of study, we are in chapter 25 on day 25. If you haven't done so already, be sure to sign up for the free emails down in the description below. Each and every day I send you not only the video to correlate with that, the chapter to be reading, but 3 key wisdom points and 3 reflection questions, so that way we can be growing in our understanding but applying it to our lives as well. So be sure to get those linked down below. Let's go ahead and dive here into chapter 25. These are more Proverbs of Solomon, but what I think is really interesting about chapter 25 is we see here that these are more Proverbs of Solomon collected by the advisors of King Hezekiah of Judah. And for those of you who know your Old Testament history, the story of King Hezekiah is a fascinating one. Honestly, it's one of my favorites. Every year when we read through the entire Bible together in our members group, I love the part with King Hezekiah. There's so much we can break down there with his example. But I love that these are some of these proverbs from Solomon that were regathered there with Hezekiah and brought all together. So really interesting, and I think you're going to notice a bit of a theme as we get going here with the ones that Hezekiah has gathered. Let's start here in verse 2. It is God's privilege to conceal things and the king's privilege to discover them. No one can comprehend the height of heaven, the depth of the earth, or all that goes on in the king's mind. Remove the impurities from silver, and the sterling will be ready for the silversmith. Remove the wicked from the king's court, and his reign will be made secure by justice. Don't demand an audience with the king or push for a place among the great. It's better to wait for an invitation to the head of the table than to be sent away in public disgrace. Just because you've seen something, don't be in a hurry to go to court. For what will you do in the end if your neighbor deals you a shameful defeat? When arguing with your neighbor, don't betray another person's secret. Others may accuse you of gossip, and you will never regain your good reputation. It's interesting here. We see, obviously, kind of this starts with this theme of a king, and then we see disputes and handling them and just wisdom of how to go about these social situations. Again, lots of wisdom that we can take and apply to our lives each day that really are helpful and many different circumstances. Timely advice is lovely, like golden apples in a silver basket. To one who listens, valid criticism is like a gold earring or other gold jewelry. Trustworthy messengers refresh like snow in summer. They revive the spirit of their employer. A person who promises a gift but doesn't give it is like clouds and wind that bring no rain. Patience can persuade a prince, and soft speech can break bones. Do you like honey? Don't eat too much, or it will make you sick. Don't visit your neighbors too often, or you will wear out your welcome. Telling lies about others is as harmful as hitting them with an axe, wounding them with a sword, or shooting them with a sharp arrow. Friends, have we not ever done that and lied about someone else? I look at how popular this is today, even with business owners or political people or any of these things that we see in big public places where these lies just get spread, let alone with real people in your day-to-day lives, be it, people you had friendships with, people you worked with, family members, whatever. Have you ever thought about that? It's as harmful as hitting them with an axe, wounding them with a sword, or shooting them with a sharp arrow. That definitely makes you stop and think. Verse 19. Putting confidence in an unreliable person in times of trouble is like chewing with a broken tooth or walking on a lame foot. Wow, Solomon, could you get any more clear? I don't think so. Singing cheerful songs to a person with a heavy heart is like taking someone's coat in cold weather or pouring vinegar in a wound. I know this is a silly example, but I always think of when you go to Starbucks early in the morning and the baristas there are so incredibly chipper and they're just so hyper and they pop on and, good morning, what can I get you? And it's so sweet. And I'm like, I haven't had any coffee yet. That's why I am here in this drive-thru way too early because I'm headed to the airport or doing whatever it is that I'm doing that's making me go out and do that. And it kind of feels that way. We're like, whoa, hold on. Why are you so chipper right now? Like, I need you to meet me where I'm at. But I think that's interesting here is someone with a heavy heart. Who are people that maybe we should come down to their level a little more and be there to empathize with them and to help them and help shoulder that burden. because just continuing on and kind of ignoring it and just making everything, rose-colored glasses, it's like taking someone's coat in cold weather or pouring vinegar in a wound. I think that's really important, right? Understand, read the room, know the tone of what you're meeting. If your enemies are hungry, give them food to eat. If they are thirsty, give them water to drink. You will heap burning coals of shame on their heads, and the Lord will reward you. Next time you want to complain about someone or talk about someone you can't stand so much, or whatever the case may be, remember verses 21 and 22. Verse 23, as surely as the north wind brings rain, so a gossiping tongue causes anger. Ladies, let's hold those mirrors up, because here's another one. It's better to live alone in the corner of an attic than with a quarrelsome wife in a lovely home. We've been told it's better to have a dripping faucet. It's better to be up on the rooftop. It's better to just have vegetables to eat. We want to make sure that we are not the quarrelsome wife. Good news from far away is like cold water to the thirsty. If the godly give in to the wicked, it's like polluting a fountain or muddying a spring. It's not good to eat too much honey, and it's not good to seek honors for yourself. A person without self-control is like a city with broken down walls. Lord, let us not be people without self-control. All right, let's look at the 3 key wisdom points I think we see here in chapter 25. The first one being that a word fitly spoken is like apples of gold. Some of you might be familiar. There's a podcast, A Word Fitly Spoken, and that's exactly where it comes from. And that's exactly what those ladies there do with their podcast. But I think it's important for us to remember that a word fitly spoken is like apples of gold. What are the words we're using? How are they truly serving those who hear them? The second here being, don't exalt yourself before the king. There's always been rulers. There's always been order. There's always been system. There's nothing wrong with that. And it doesn't mean that you have to agree with said ruler or employer or head of a system in whatever the case it might be. But don't feel the need to try to exalt yourself before them, okay? Understand the purpose of their role. And the third here being that patience and humility bring peace. And I think that is really important to remember, especially in a world that is quite lacking in all of those things. Now be sure to check your email to get today's 3 reflection questions as well as the wisdom points, as I really think there's a lot here that we can take to heart, put into action in our lives, and truly start seeing this wisdom come through in many areas of our lives. I'm praying for each and every one of you. We've got a lot going on around here, and I hope it can truly be serving you. Thank you for being here, and let's finish the week strong. See you tomorrow. Bye, friends.